Are you a full-time RVer? No. Do you want to be? Well, stick around. I'm going to give you some pros and cons to think about. Hi, I'm Steve Turtle. I'm a work camper. If you're a return visitor, welcome back. If this is your first time here, you should subscribe and ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you'll get a notification every time I post a new story. You don't want to miss one. But first, have you ever been sitting on a rock waiting on something? Ruff! That's right, I'm out here sitting on this rock waiting for something to show its face. Call to me or something, I don't know. You know, if you're still enough, you can see something. Did you hear that? Sound like one of them squirrels. Maybe an albino squirrel, I'm not sure. There's something over there in those leaves, right over there. Right over there. You see it? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna call to it. He ain't answering me. I don't know what's wrong with it. I might be losing my touch. You see it? You see it over there? See it? No, that's not a squirrel. That's one of them albino groundhogs. Darn it. That's fun nonetheless. Sitting out here enjoying the day. Beautiful day. Sun shining, lake's looking sharp. Squirrels or groundhogs are playing, I'm not sure which. Probably have to put my glasses on. My goodness, my goodness. Hey, anyway, back to the story. I think Steve wants to tell you some pros and cons about something. Full-time RVing, I don't know. Come on, let's go listen. Okay, let's talk about full-time RVing. November 1st this year was our 3-year anniversary. So how did we get here? Well, after working many years, Jill and I decided we needed a month-long vacation before starting our Workamper adventures. We set out for Route 66, drove all the way to Chicago to the very beginning, and then drove all the way to Santa Monica. Took a month to get there. Had a blast. It was really fun. However, we do hope to go back and pick up all the things that we missed along the way. We took our first work camping job at Riverview RV Park, Lake Ozark, Missouri. 10 hours each for our full hookup site, no pay. We worked there for 1 season. We dipped into our savings just a little bit while working at Riverview RV Park. And at that point, we realized working for no pay, it wasn't quite going to make it. We needed just a little bit more. We read about gate guarding. We thought it'd be perfect for us, a way to put some money back into the savings and a little more for travel. So we traveled to Texas and took a job guarding a gate. It was our second work camping job, but not in Texas, in Louisiana. We spent 10 months guarding that gate, and then we started our spending spree. We stayed a week in Texas, a week in New Orleans, a weekend at the Gulf Shores, a weekend down in Florida. Jill wanted to go to Disneyland, so that's what we did. We traveled up the East Coast. We spent a week in Savannah and a week in Charleston. Then a week in Union, South Carolina, my hometown. Visit some relatives and see some things. A weekend in Williamsburg, Virginia. And then we worked our way up the East Coast and wound up in the great state of Pennsylvania at our next and our third work camping job, Millbridge Village Camp Resort in Ronks, Pennsylvania. So from January until April, we traveled, seen things, had fun. It was a blast, but we spent a lot of money and it was time to settle down and make a little more. That's right, our third work camping job, camp hosting at Millbridge Village Camp Resort. It was an awesome place. Great compensations. The bosses were great. It was really good. And it was close to home so we could visit the grandchildren and stay up to date with our friends. It was so great we stayed the winter. to finish some overdue projects for the campground owner. Got them done, and then we decided, heck, might as well spend another season here. So we did that. And we really enjoyed it, and it was a great opportunity. Like I said, great compensations, and we don't look back. It was really, really good. However, we finished everything up. November the 4th, we were on the road again. We departed. However, a family matter kept us from going too far away. So we drove down to Virginia to John H. Kerr Dam and Reservoir. And we took a job as volunteers, just for our site, just so we could be close. And it's really worked out great. However, it's time to move on again. So at the end of December, we're heading south. We're going to Texas and find some warm weather somewhere down there. We live and travel in our travel trailer full time, and we pull it around the country with our Dodge Ram. Full-time RVing. We work camp to support our full-time RVing habit. That's how we finance our travels. Here are some of our pros and cons. Living full-time in an RV for 3 years. Who cares? Pros. I've got 6 of them. Working different kind of jobs. We haven't found that perfect job yet. We've basically just worked at campgrounds. Did a little bit of gate guarding, but we're looking for that different kind of job. We'll find it. It's out there. We just hadn't found it yet. But we can travel anywhere we want to go to that job and see those places at that job or around that job or somewhere in the country. You know what I mean? Freedom to travel. Go anywhere you want to go. Find a job there, go there. Spend some time there, move on to the next place. Less stuff to manage. We don't have a whole bunch of stuff. We can't because we live in a travel trailer. And you're limited to how much storage you can have. So normally when something comes in, something's got to go out. We don't collect. We get rid of stuff. And it's really great. It's like a lawnmower. I don't own a lawnmower. I don't have to buy gas, belts, nothing. Spark plugs, nothing. None of that. So it's nice. Less stuff to manage. Meeting people. Well, I tell you, working at a campground, you meet people every weekend. Somebody different. All the stories. I really love to talk. Jill says I'm talking all the time. I love to meet people. And what better way? Travel the country, you meet people every day, somebody different. It's great. I'm telling you, we camp for free. We take jobs where the campsite's covered. So unless we're traveling, if we're staying somewhere and work camping, we're staying for free. We're not paying a site rent. We don't pay for that. Jill and I were just talking the other day. It's been over 1.5 years, and we haven't paid for an RV site in 1.5 years. That's pretty good. My number one pro, I don't pay property tax or school tax or any of them municipal taxes or any of that mess. That there, right there, that's a good pro. Cons, I got 7. I don't know why I have 7. I have more cons than I do pros, but I love it. Full-time RVing is awesome. I wished I'd have done it sooner. Weather, you always have to worry about the weather. Is it gonna rain? Is it gonna snow? Is it gonna freeze? A lot of the work that we do is outside work, so you gotta worry about the weather. And when you travel, you gotta worry about your weather. If I'm gonna travel all the way to San Francisco, I need to know what the weather's gonna be like as I travel. So you always gotta worry about the weather. That's right, Steve. Gotta know about the weather. That's why you got your own personal weatherman. Me, Carl. No washer or dryer. We have to go to the laundromat and do our washing and our drying. Jill hates it. She loves having that washing machine right next door to her sewing area. So she sew a little bit, wash a little bit. Remember I said we have less stuff? That's one of those less stuffs that Jill misses. Making our bed. Making a bed in an RV is something that you got to experience if you've never done it before. Now I know if you camp, every once in a while, 3 months out of the year, you probably go camping. You probably don't change the bed out more than 3 or 4 times during the camping season. We change ours out every week. And it's like 2 of us wrestling a monkey. It's a mess. It's hard. It's hard to make a bed in an RV. Monkey? Who you calling a monkey? When you travel, you spend a lot of money. We love to travel, but when you travel, you spend a lot of money. It's much better to take a job for 6 months, stay in one location. Your rent's paid, you're making a paycheck, but we love to travel, so we've got to spend a lot of money. So what do? Gotta go work some more so we can spend a lot of money. Size matters. That's right. When we first started out, we had a half-ton pickup truck and a 25-foot travel trailer. That was our plan to start and see how it goes. And as it was a little bit too small for us. Now we get along fine in the travel trailer, got plenty of room. We don't mind that at all. However, Jill sews. She needed a place for her sewing machine and all of her sewing stuff. So we upgraded to a 34-foot travel trailer. Then we had to upgrade to a bigger truck. Incurred a few bills, but for the most part, it's working out. But size does matter. Same place, too long. It's been our choice. We've work camped several places, and we always tend to stay just a little bit longer than we should have. But it's been for a reason. We don't necessarily want to continue to do that. We want to travel more. Then we spend more, right? But our plan is, as we go along, we'll spend less time working and more time traveling. That's our plan. That's what we hope. That bucket list is getting long. I mean, it's a long bucket list. And if I don't get to it pretty soon, I might not get to it. So I'm getting to it. And my number one con? Connectivity. Trying to receive those little signals in my cell phone so I can have TV and internet and make calls and stuff like that. I ain't figured it out yet. I know I can buy a whole bunch of stuff, but a whole bunch of stuff costs money and I hadn't got there yet. But I'm working at it. But you got to remember, when you travel, you don't have a wire connected to your travel trailer, so whatever you can get over the air is what you get for your TV, for your internet, and for your phone, and for all that other stuff. So that's my number one con. Connectivity. Well, that's a few pros and cons. That's how we see it. Now, full-time RVing, it's been fun. We've really enjoyed it. We're just really getting started. 3 years is not that many years. And we'll do it as long as we can, as long as we're healthy. Hopefully we can get 10, 20 more out of it. I don't know. Our bucket list is getting pretty long. If you've got a plan to go full-time RVing, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what's your plan. And I hope some of this gave you a little something to think about in your decision to go full-time RVing. Well, that's my story for the week. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, click like down below and smash that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. And ring that bell. If you ring the bell, you get a notification every time I post a new story. You don't want to miss one. Until later, thanks for your time. Bye. And Happy New Year.